Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and today I'm a flow state coach, which means I help you feel better and perform better. Let's get into it. I'm going to break down the movie Lucy. Now this is one of my favorite movies, and I don't care about all the bad reviews out there. It's absolutely phenomenal. I love science fiction, and the reason this movie is so great, and I want to relate it to the flow state, is because it's a powerful concept. And first of all, I just want to have a disclaimer here that, there are going to be some spoilers and that there's no area of the brain that hasn't been neuroscientifically mapped. In the movie, they said we don't use 100% of our brain, but I think what they meant is we don't have conscious control of 100% of our brain, and we can't control our enzymes and organs and all these things, right? NPH4 is not a real drug, but it is based on a molecule that pregnant women do produce. A lot of great special effects. It makes you think. It's a spectacle. It's very pseudoscience-y, but I do love it. So let's begin with the name Lucy, okay? Lucy is being associated with light. Light, this awareness of enlightenment, not being lost, human ascension might definitely be a theme here. And this interesting analogy of like all of knowledge just being in this like one USB flash drive, right? I don't even think that computers would be able to store that USB at the end of that movie. But anyway, the sperm and the egg and the comet surrounding the sun, looking very similar to that. And the eyes, the organ needed to perceive light, obviously. And, there could be some kind of a Luciferian idea here if you really want to get down to it, because the eye is used by the Illuminati in a very dark way, right? So basically, Lucy meaning Lucifer, right? The name also means light bringer, so it means she's bringing light in the form of information from this USB. And maybe it could be that, she's everywhere, meaning evil is everywhere, and that we have to use our goodness in order to fight the evil that is out there. It could be. I mean, that could be one perspective and way of looking at it, or it could be complete hogwash. So I'm not really gonna make any kind of fast generalizations like that. But what I can say is she does become very godlike. The dragon is almost seen as a bridge between matter and spirit. The Ouroboros is another symbol, which is a dragon eating its own tail, or the known and the unknown, and as well as 1988. Character in the movie was born in the year 1988, which is also the year of the dragon, and she's a Pisces, which relates to the Vesica Pisces, right? So Lucy's the name of the first human, the first Australopithecus. But the Lucy played by Scarlett Johansson, who's incredibly good looking, let's be honest, is the apex from ape to apex predator, because she gains all these powers. I found her to be very robotic and mechanical, and I don't know if that was a part of it, or the fact is that maybe emotions aren't really needed when you're accessing more of your brain. But I would say that there was this one beautiful part of the movie where she says, "I feel everything." And that's this kind of action and awareness merging, right? If we take it back to the flow state, complete concentration on the task, right? All of these flow state characteristics from Csikszentmihalyi, and we relate it to this movie, you can definitely see this, right? Clarity of goals and reward in mind and immediate feedback that she was getting, transformation of time, the speeding up or slowing down of time, the experience being intrinsically rewarding, effortlessness and ease, balance of challenge and skills, action and awareness merging, loss of self-consciousness, rumination, and a feeling of control over the task. She definitely had a feeling of control, and even when she's hugging her friend, like, she could learn knowledge very quickly. She was speed reading, she was speed learning, and all this stuff is what we try to do nowadays in this productivity age of just learning faster, learning bite-sized information, and being able to quickly consume information and knowledge at the tip of our fingers. Of course, this movie will be fascinating. We see this leopard imagery of her being this kind of apex predator. This kind of dissolved into dimensions, complete control of her own body, the matter around her, time itself. She becomes everything ever, like that state of oneness. And then you have Morgan Freeman's character as this guy named Norman, representing normal man. Action and awareness merging. The subject merges with the object that it is perceiving. Okay, this could be a metaphor for a transcendent experience, right? Or a mental trip. that she's having in that prison cell that she was locked up in, okay? There are more connections in the human body or neurons in the brain than there are stars in the galaxy, so there is this kind of as above, so below hermetic principle of correspondence in this movie. I thought her name was Lucy because that's also like a street name for LSD. It could be, or it definitely had some kind of DMT type effect. She was also had this moment where her side effect was saw her becoming nothingness in the bathroom stall of the airplane. GOD, or it could be genius on drugs, right? This could be a Mother Samadhi or a Nirvana experience where you dissolve yourself into the environment with your physical body. What was interesting in the movie, they had this one line which said, "Time is unity. Time gives legitimacy to its existence. Time is the only true unit of measure. It gives proof to the existence of matter. Without time, we don't exist. Time is unity," as Morgan Freeman would say. I would take this movie with a grain of salt. I'll just watch it just because it's such a spectacle. You know, when you're in the flow state, parts of your brain shut down rather than being activated. You know what I mean? Like, there's this slowing down of the prefrontal cortex. And, like, you're also slowing down this ability to, like, daydream or, like, you know, have this wandering mind as well. Hey, if we are actually very, very present, we can actually use much more of our auditory senses. I mean, I'm sure people who have been through some kind of a mind-altering experience, they've perceived a better hearing or a better eyesight or better ability to perceive something in greater depth. I think that this movie is definitely telling us a few things that may be worth looking into and considering and being interested in. It starts to tell us, like, we are not these animals, like we, you know, people who meditate or people who go on this kind of spiritual journey, they want to get away from the hustle and bustle. Again, she's transcended herself. She's become a part of the spirit. She's become everything and nothing at the same time. If you haven't seen the movie, I definitely do recommend it. Like, at least check it out just for the laughs and just for the entertainment value of it. I hope you enjoyed my interpretation of it. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legend.